Bengals fans, buckle up, this one's interesting. Word around the league is that Cincinnati explored a trade for quarterback Malik Willis, but Green Bay had no interest in letting him go. It makes sense. The Packers see Willis as a key insurance policy behind Jordan Love, and a Super Bowl contender won't give up a strong backup that easily. From the Bengals side, the thinking is clear. Depth matters. If Joe Burrow ever misses time, you want a dependable option ready to step in. Jake Browning has earned trust after last season, but the front office is clearly surveying every possibility to strengthen the quarterback room. Before we dive deeper into this breaking Bengals story, hit that subscribe button, give the video a quick like, and smash the bell icon so you never miss the latest Cincinnati updates. Back to the news. Even if Willis had landed in Cincinnati, he wouldn't automatically start. The plan would still feature Browning as QB2, with any newcomer competing for a backup role. Willis, a 2022 third-round pick and only 26 years old, does raise an intriguing question. Should the Bengals consider investing in a younger quarterback through the draft or free agency in the near future? Jake Browning has proven he can hold down the fort when called upon, but the Bengals know how crucial long-term planning is at quarterback. With Joe Burrow's injury history and the grind of an NFL season, Cincinnati can't afford to ignore the future. A young prospect, someone fresh from college with a strong track record, could develop behind Burrow and be ready if the unexpected happens. That doesn't mean Browning isn't capable. It simply means depth and succession planning are part of smart roster building. The Bengals front office is reportedly exploring options, from scouting upcoming draft talent to evaluating under-the-radar trade possibilities. Some national outlets have even tossed out big names, like Kirk Cousins, as theoretical trade targets. Realistically, a splashy veteran move isn't the answer. Cincinnati's best path is grooming a younger quarterback who can learn the system, complement Burrow's style, and keep the offense running smoothly if called into action. The message is clear. The Bengals are thinking beyond just this season. Building a sustainable quarterback pipeline could be the key to staying competitive for years to come. Let's break down the talk around the possible Kirk Cousins deal. First off, the money is a brick wall. Cousins carries a price tag of around $50 million, and the only way this would even begin to work is if Atlanta shouldered a massive chunk of that salary. That's a long shot, and everyone in the league knows it. Even if the Falcons somehow agreed, Cincinnati would still have to part with a late-round draft pick, likely a 6th or 7th. The Bengals value those picks for building depth, and sacrificing them for an aging quarterback simply doesn't fit the team's long-term plan. And let's be real, why would Cousins want to leave a comfortable backup spot in Atlanta, cashing a huge check, only to face the physical pounding behind a Bengals offensive line that's still a work in progress? It's not exactly a dream move for him, or for the fans who would expect instant results. Some viewers thought a Cousins trade sounded fun, but it was always meant as light-hearted speculation, not a serious blueprint. Now, another name that surfaces is Jimmy Garoppolo. On paper he brings playoff experience, but his injury history makes the fit almost comical. The Bengals wouldn't solve a depth concern by adding one of the league's most injury-prone quarterbacks. With Joe Burrow already managing his own health battles, doubling down on risk doesn't help Cincinnati's long-term stability. The bottom line, splashy veteran trades might grab headlines, but they don't align with the Bengals' smarter strategy of building sustainable depth through the draft and targeted, low-cost signings. There's nothing personally wrong with Jimmy Garoppolo, but his days as a reliable NFL starter appear behind him, and that doesn't help Cincinnati. In fact, Jake Browning has already shown he can run this offense more effectively than either Garoppolo or Kirk Cousins. From accuracy to pocket awareness, Browning's recent performances give the Bengals every reason to trust him as the primary backup behind Joe Burrow. Yes, any new quarterback brought in would technically be slotted as a backup. But trades create expectations. The moment you acquire a veteran with a recognizable name, the narrative shifts to, he should start. Whether that's fair or not. That pressure can disrupt the locker room and throw off a carefully built quarterback hierarchy, something this franchise doesn't need. Jameis Winston is another name that always seems to surface when injuries hit around the league. His big arm and pass production keep him in these conversations, yet the fit in Cincinnati is questionable. The Bengals are looking for stability and long-term growth, not a short-term spark that might come with inconsistency. Meanwhile, Winston's current situation underscores the point. The Giants just dropped a tough game to the Cowboys and may soon turn to rookie Jackson Dart. That kind of uncertainty follows Winston everywhere he goes. Cincinnati's goal is the opposite: continuity and control at the most important position. By staying the course with Browning and developing younger talent, the Bengals avoid unnecessary drama and keep the focus where it belongs, protecting Joe Burrow and sustaining a championship-caliber roster for the seasons ahead. Jameis Winston is the definition of unpredictability. With Russell Wilson still starting for the Giants, Winston may soon slide to third on their depth chart, making him a realistic trade target for a team like Cincinnati. The costs wouldn't be high. The Bengals could likely acquire him for a late-round pick or minimal compensation. On paper, adding Winston as a backup behind Jake Browning has a certain intrigue. He's one of the NFL's most entertaining quarterbacks because every snap feels like an adventure. One drive he's uncorking a 70-yard bomb that only Jamar Chase could haul in. The next he's lofting a pass that leaves everyone holding their breath. Pairing that high-risk style with receivers like Chase and T. Higgins would create highlight reel moments, along with heart-stopping turnovers. But that same excitement carries complications. Bringing in a name as big as Winston almost guarantees outside pressure to start him, even if Browning remains the more stable option. The Bengals have worked hard to build a culture around discipline and calculated risk. Winston's play is anything but calculated. He's best described as a last-resort gamble, a quarterback you call when every safe plan has failed and you need sheer chaos to spark a team. Cincinnati isn't in that place. Zach Taylor and the front office still control their own destiny, and they know consistency around Joe Burrow is the surest path to long-term success. In short, Winston would make for thrilling television, but thrill alone doesn't win playoff games. For a Bengals team intent on sustained contention, the wiser move is to stay the course with Jake Browning and invest in a younger, developmental quarterback rather than chase short-term spectacle.